So hello everybody and welcome to the live streamed Intro to Drawing class from us. This is Caroline Mustard and I'm Katie Lee. So I'm going to ask you all now as we're going to start recording, just to mute if that's all right. You can unmute yourself if you want to ask a question. We're pretty easygoing, aren't we, Caroline? Oh God, I've muted you, so you need to unmute yourself, Caroline, by accident. Okay, so
how many people do we have here so far, Katie?
I think about 15.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, we usually get up to about 30 by the time we're done, but
yeah, I'll keep an eye.
I don't want to go. I'm going to go a bit slowly to start with, allowing other people, because that's just where you find out something about us. We chat, so that allows people. Then Katie, tell me how many people we've got, okay?
I will, yeah.
Come in late.
I will, yeah, I'll keep an eye on it.
Anybody that has never been to any of our online classes before, we call ourselves two Brits who love to draw. We both went to art school in Britain. I went to Brighton. Did you go to where did you go?
Winchester School of Art.
Right, Winchester. And so we met, in about a decade ago. I also teach iPad art, and that's how we met, and we became firm friends. And anyway, we formed the Joy of Drawing. We're founders of the Joy of Drawing Inc., which is a nonprofit organization, and it's based, as we said, in San Francisco area. And we believe drawing is an activity anyone can enjoy and a skill anyone, and I'm saying anyone, can embrace. Okay, we believe anyone can experience the joys of learning to draw, and it's demonstrated through our book. Okay, our teaching books, this one being the main one upon which today's class is based on chapter 1 of this book. Activities, community events, we build students' confidences by guiding them step by step. So we also do in-person in libraries throughout the Bay Area. Very busy, but we really love teaching online. We find it very, very successful way of teaching people to draw. And we've created quite a big community, haven't we, Katie?
Yes, we do.
So we feel
all over the country.
We try to create a safe and inclusive space, and all the exercises in the workshop are based on fundamentals, skills. This is available on Amazon. You can get a copy for yourself. Wherever you live, in Germany and England, you can order it on Amazon. Just remember to put The Joy of Drawing, a Beginner's Manual. And it's a 21st century approach, because in the book, you'll see that at the beginning of every chapter, there's a QR code, which you can capture with your phone or your iPad. And that will take you to videos, short YouTube videos for every single exercise throughout the whole book. So there you can, if you want to just spend your own time studying, this takes you really step by step from knowing absolutely nothing through to being able to draw things that you see. Okay. So we highly recommend. And it also comes with another QR code that gives you a free downloadable workbook that gives you all the exercises laid out, so you can just draw, and you can do it as many times as you like. So how many people do we have now?
You can also order the book through your library. So if your library system allows you to order books, it is in the library system. So you are able to do that if you get all the information off Amazon, and then just go into your library and ask for it as well. We encourage you to do that. Yeah, okay.
So we embrace a positive teaching style. We have no judgment from us or from you. On the back of the book, you'll see our sort of 3-point mantra, which is no pressure, no judgment, just joy. And our best advice to you today, and in any class, is to leave what we call your inner critic outside the door. So your inner critic is that little critic that tells you you'll never learn, you'll never get good, it's not even, there's no point. You draw a line and you go, that's a horrible line. That you need to just get rid of that right now. You're in learning mode. You know, you're like stepping into the kitchen, you never could cook. We're going to teach you how to understand all the implements that you're going to be using, how to use them. You're going to learn some basic skills. So one thing we just want to tell you is that learning to draw has many benefits outside of just the idea of learning the skills, because when we create, we're in the moment, and that helps us with stress relief, and in turn it builds a mental state of calmness. And so when we learn a new skill like drawing, we improve our memory, fine-tune our motor skills, and we actually change the physical structure of our brain. This is now a scientific fact.
Yeah, I'm reading a book called Your Brain on Art right now. It's by Susan Magsamen and Ivy Ross, and it's just fascinating about literally just by picking up a pencil and drawing and looking and seeing how it changes, you know, those actual structures of the brain. Yes. Brilliant.
So whatever reason, yeah, so whatever reason.
And it's just fun. And it's fun.
Whatever reason you're joining us today, you know, whether it's because you're kind of fascinated about it, whether you're going to, if you want to work along with us, we recommend the following materials. So we'll need graphite pencils. And you'll understand what these designations mean. Some paper, obviously, a kneaded eraser, regular eraser, a sharpener, and an optional is a ruler if you want to use one. Okay, so I'm going to go through the first set of exercises with you, and then we're going to go over to my overhead and we're going to do them together, okay? So the first exercise we do, we learn how not all pencils are the same. So you'll see a little graphic here that shows on the edge of your pencil, you can see these designations, and you often wonder what they mean. So H means hard and B means black. So hard actually goes towards the left. Those are mainly pencils that are used by somebody who is, you know, drawing engineering drawings. They don't want anything to erase. And they're rather light, but they're very durable and they don't erase easily. On the other side, which is what we mostly use for our drawing, we want black, which means soft. So the more black it is, the higher the number of blacks, the softer it is, soft, soft, soft. So that means that you can rub it with your finger, and it's really great. So we'll learn about that. Then the next thing we're going to do in our first exercises is we're going to learn how to hold a pencil, which funnily enough is one of the keys to success as an artist. And so we introduce you to 4 different ways to hold your pencil, the main ways. And in actual fact, I'm going to show you, you're going to use all 4 of them in class today when you do the exercises. So these go from the first one, which is when you immediately pick up your pencil, whether you're holding it like this tripod or whether you know, however you hold it, you'll notice that you're going to hold it pretty much towards the end of the pencil. Okay, so, and that we're going to go through this. Then the next one, which is the one that we use most regularly, and it doesn't look quite like this, to be easier than this, but you just move your pencil down so it's sort of about a third or a halfway, and so you've got a bit more of the pencil showing, and we call that paintbrush. And then we have one called the drumstick, which you can see we're holding it from the top. This allows us to do shading. And then that you can also see you holding it a little bit far up, and then you push your finger down, same grip, but it's down now towards the edge, and now you're having top heavy. You can make really dark lines. So we're going to learn those. So we can do that now, Katie.
Yeah.
So we can go to my overhead, okay?
Sounds good.
So do you want to put that there? There I go. Okay, so this is the guy. It's very rough drawing. I did it really fast. We wanted to do a turkey. Why do we want to do a turkey? Well, because turkey days are coming up, you know, Thanksgiving is coming. So we thought, hey, let's move it around and have everybody draw a turkey. So, it's going to be, I had to search around to find one that was simple enough to teach you. So you're going to end up with a drawing that looks something like my rather pathetic drawing here, but never mind. We're going to have some fun. All right, so let's have a look at pencils. So I look at this pencil here, and I look on the side of the pencil to see what it says, and it says 5B. So you look and you find the designation. Just quite simply, if you draw a line like this, and you put a line in the middle, H is one side, B is the other. And then 5B would be here. And then 2B, or not to be, would be here. And then you have a B, you have also an F, sometimes called an F. And the HB is sometimes called a number 2 in America. And then we go over here where we've got H all the way up to 6H. And this goes all the way to, 6B is usually as high as we go, maybe a bit more. So I've got a 2B here. So do this. So look at whatever pencil or pencils you have with you today. And if you just lightly do a bit of shading with the pencil, and you do one with a pencil, this is a 4B, a 5B, this is a 2B. You can see the 5B is quite a bit darker, and it rubs out really easy with my finger. Okay. So and then we have another funny thing that I want to introduce you to while we're here. And that is something called the kneaded eraser that we recommend you get. This looks, I don't know, like a bit of putty, and you can knead it around, and all these things come in a basic sketching, pack that you can buy from your local art store quite cheaply, or online, Amazon. So this is the best form of eraser to use with graphite, because you can lift the graphite off by just patting on top, or you can erase it through. So either way, you can, it does a good job, okay? So this is called a kneaded, like kneading dough, kneaded eraser. And then sometimes we recommend people have a thing called a tortillon for the French. This is just rolled paper. And when you put some shading down, you take this, and then you can, it just kind of distributes it and blends it really nicely. So it makes it really nice for blending. And this, we don't really ask that you get this until chapter 3 of the book, and you don't need it today, but you can see that it's quite an, addition. And then you need, obviously, a good sharpener, and that's pretty much it. We're ready to go. So the first thing I want you to do now is to learn how to hold your pencil. So first of all, let's sharpen my pencil, which I didn't do before I started, and I should have done. I like to have a sharpener that's contained like this, because then all my leavings don't go all the way over the place, especially if I'm drawing outdoors. You can see this has gotten pretty messy. All right, so now let's take the very first way of holding this. We call this the traditional or tripod grip. Now I hold my pencil like this. Some people hold it like this. They hold it different ways. That, we're not trying to make you do it like this, but the main thing is that you're holding it pretty much close to the edge, and that's how you write your name. And you can see that you can do detailed work, and you can press pretty hard if you want to, because you're right at the very end. So just try that out. Just do a little bit of doodling. This is doodle time, okay? Nothing serious. So that's number 1, and we call that traditional or tripod. But mainly it's just however it is that you hold your pencil, when you go to write your name, and it will most likely be right at the very end. Okay. Now, the next one, which we call paintbrush, all you do is you take your pencil and just scoot it down. So you're holding it a third to a halfway across. What does this mean? Well, if you look at your hand when you're holding it in the traditional, you're only able to really move your fingers. This is what is actually moving around. You see, these are the joints that are moving. Okay. As soon as you go down here, now you're able to start to move around your arm, and you can make lovely, what we call S curves. Like, it's just a lot. See the different, it's very different. It would be very hard for me to do this nicely because I can't see. But with this, I don't necessarily have my hand on the I can see what I'm doing. So, you know, I can do a lovely, you know, graceful swan, you know. See, it's just, I can sort of roll, and this takes a little bit of exercise and practice, and we recommend you do this, but you can see how this allows me to make more sweeping gestures. And this is basically how we recommend you hold your pencil for most of the drawing exercises we'll do today. Not all of them. We go back to the number one, traditional, if we want to come in and do detail right at the very end. So usually, funnily enough, traditional is the last one you do, because that's when you're doing all your detail. People always want to rush into detail, don't they, Katie?
They do. Yeah, absolutely.
They always want to rush into detail, and then they want to immediately draw every single, you know, leaf and petal first. But that's actually the last thing you do. This is when you're just getting basic shapes, okay? So now the next one that we've got, we call the drumstick. Okay, so now I'm going to demonstrate how to do your drumstick, and hopefully you've had a chance to kind of doodle around with this a bit. Hold your hand open like this. If you're a lefty, like this. Don't worry, I didn't get hurt. This is a birthmark. Okay, so now hold your hand open. Place your pencil on in your hand like this, so that it's about, you know, poking out above your first finger here. Okay, then just very, very, very softly, just kind of roll your hand around, just kind of envelope it, turn it over. This is a lot like we had to, you know, hold our knives when we were in school or whatever, I don't know. Why is it important? Because if you look at your pencil, you've got two ways to use your pencil. You can draw with the end of the pencil, the tip, which is how you usually write, or you can use the side of the pencil. And especially if you've got it, you know, well sharpened, and you've got a bunch of graphite showing at the end. Now, with my hand over like this, I can now place the pencil flat against the paper. And now I can go, okay, good. I'm going to put in some nice soft shading and shadow. And here it goes on my swan. And this is different. This is just soft shadow. And I can take my finger and I can just rub it around. And especially if I'm using, you know, a higher B, like 2B upwards, this will be nice. And then I can keep adding shading as we go, you know. You see that? So it's all from the top. Now, again, this takes a little bit of practice. You know, it doesn't come, you know, in a second. You know, it might feel a little bit unusual to start with. but that's how you get your nice graduated shadow. People are going, how can I make my shadow graduated? Well, if you're doing it like this, you'll never do it. You'll never get that lovely graduated shading happening. And then finally, you've got your hand like this. You move this up to the top. So your finger now is right over the top. So now I can put, you know, darkness in here. See? You can see how dark you can now get this, you know, in the dark, sitting in dark waters, and maybe it's casting a bit of a shadow over the water as it's floating on. What's that?
I'm just saying we're at 20 past. Do you want me to go back to the slideshow for these, or will you just go ahead with the 2 more hacks that we're going to do?
Yeah, I want you to go back to the hacks.
Okay, awesome.
So how's everybody doing?
They're good. Oh, smiles.
Awesome. How many people do we have now, Katie?
I think the same. We've had a couple of people kind of come in and out. I think we've got 16.
Okay. All righty. So we've got a couple of drawing hacks that we're going to be using. Now, these are really important because these are what we use these for guidelines. And every time we do drawings, we use guidelines. This makes, and you're going to see how this works. And the first one is drawing straight lines. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you. And the other is drawing circles. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you. So you can just put that. And then finally, what I'm going to do is show you a very simple, what we call mark, which is hatching, which we're going to be using throughout the class today. All right. So I'll go back to my overhead. And then from here on, yeah, so, and we'll get going. So this is the first hack, and we'll go relatively quickly, Katie. So this is the key thing. So we all need straight lines. Straight lines help us to kind of organize things and see what we're doing. We're going to be using them today. So rather than contort your hand around and get a horrible line that isn't really straight, you move the paper to kind of match what we call your natural. If you move, just all you do is just move your elbows, straighten your arm out by your elbow. You'll see if I'm a righty, it goes from lower left to upper right. You just move it so that the page is where you are, okay? And then you move it back around. So it matches what's natural for you, okay? And then that way you can draw lines very quickly that are straight when you need to, indoors, outdoors, wherever you are. These lines are super important in helping you draw things that you see, okay? The next thing, and I'm going to go relatively quickly because we're going to be actually doing it. The next one is called the circle. Okay, so very hard to draw a circle when you're holding your pencil like this. If you're just using your elbow, still hard. So I want you to draw a circle, put your hand on your shoulder, the same shoulder you're holding your hand. So right hand like this, yeah. And then you just hold it, and then just
take it down,
pencil down, and you can draw small circles, big circles again, and you can do ellipses as well, ellipses or ovals.
So rather than doing it from here on your wrist or your elbow,
yeah,
you rotate from your shoulder cuff.
Yeah. So again, these are, and we're going to send you a recording of what we're learning today, because, and again, you can also learn all this in the book. But these are all absolutely vital to learning how to draw. So the next thing we're going to do, because I'm going to race along here, so I'm otherwise, Kate, I'm going to give us half an hour to do our final drawing. The next thing I'm going to show you is the type of mark we're using, which is called hatching. So hatching is not hatching an egg. Hatching is when you're making little lines and they're all kind of going in the same direction. And you can see that I'm holding my pencil in the paintbrush way like this. I could do it close up. I can do it big like this, but it's always going pretty much in the same direction. I can also go here with my drumstick and I can hatch with the side of my pencil, which then gives me a really nice nut. See? Gives me a very, very nice shading method, okay? So straight lines, circles and ellipses or ovals, and hatching. Those are the three things we're going to use today. So we'll go back to Katie and our next thing that we're going to do. So we're going to draw a turkey. So this is, I'm not that proud of this turkey. I did it rather quickly, but I wanted to, mainly what I'm going to show you is how to draw this turkey, okay? And it's going to be quite fun, isn't it, Katie?
Yeah, I'm going to join.
So, let's talk about guidelines before we even start. Now, remember I told you about the circle and the straight lines? We're going to start by drawing some simple guidelines, which will allow you to actually draw the turkey at the end, okay? So you can see these guidelines going in here. I'm going to walk you through this. So they're really, really important because you put the guidelines down first, then you put them lightly, very lightly, so you can erase later, but they kind of show you, they guide you as to where to put everything. Where does this go? Where does this go? Where do I put this? And especially for beginners, but even for, you know, people like myself or Katie who've been drawing for a long, long while, we still use guidelines, don't we, Katie?
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you look at paint, if you go online and you look at, you know, some drawings by Degas, for example, Edward Degas, you know, you'll see his guidelines. He often sort of forgot to erase them. You know, often, sometimes we erase them, sometimes we don't. Okay, all right, so let's get going. So the next one here. All right, so we're going to first of all start by drawing these guidelines. So we're going to draw a vertical and a horizontal. We're going to cut our page in half. Then we're going to draw a sort of an oval, a big fat oval. And then we're going to draw a line that goes straight through the oval, cuts it in half. And then we're going to go all the way up and down, and that's going to be the back tail. And then we're going to draw a little circle for the head and a little S curve for the neck. And then we'll just pop in his eye and his beak and his wattle, okay? And that's going to get us started. All right, we don't do that yet. Okay, so, all right. Here we go. Oh, this is an example, by the way, of hatching, okay? From a class I did, gosh, who knows when. But you can see how it helps us to do different things. Oh, and here are some trees. I never know what I'm going to alight. Oh, and here's I'm going to the wrong pot. There's a glass full of water. So I think I can go the right way on my sketchbook. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to now start with the very first thing I want you to do if you're drawing along with me. Very simple. We're going to just draw. I'm going to pretend that this is my paper, this side, so you can see both things. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, Katie? I'm actually going to go and I'm just going to get a piece of paper.
Okay.
Right now, so I can have a separate piece of drawing paper and they can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here we go. All right, so you can see my drawing paper here. So I want to cut it in half. So I'm going to, like this, I'm going to put this on one side and I'm just going to roughly do a line that goes down the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect, you see? It does not have to be perfect. And
but
then I'm going to
lightly,
just light. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to do it halfway down here. So I've cut my page, which I'm putting in what we call portrait. I've cut my page literally into 4, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 quadrants. And they're kind of reasonably even. And, you know, mine's you see how rough I am? You do not have to be perfect. So that's step one. So I'll give you all a chance to do that. You want to do it, Katie, with me, or are you still letting people in?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm gonna keep doing
I
bits
love it
and
when
pieces.
Katie does it, because then I can show she. And this is what we're trying to accomplish. This, here we go. The central, and we often start out like that. All right. You don't have to erase, so be careful. So now you can just, we want to put this just a little bit below the center line. We're going to put a little dot just below, and we want to come about just under halfway down. So this will be this, and then we're going to just, again, use our, and we're going to go, it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It's sort of like a little bit more of an oval, comme ça. Okay. So just draw a little oval. And again, I'm holding my pencil as Katie demonstrated. I'm just rolling it around, see? Very, 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 do you see how light that is? If anybody's having trouble keeping up, just put a little note in on the chat, or you can put up a hand saying having trouble. Katie will check on that. Can you, Katie, just roll through and make sure everybody's okay?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so the next step is to just make a little line in the middle here, and then we'll draw a line that's parallel with this. So again, move your thing around and draw a line that's kind of going all the way through. This is going to be his tail. Beautiful tail. I'm going to put a little line up here, the top of the tail. And then I'm literally just going to go around like this. This is sort of creating just the basic shape of his tail. It doesn't have to be perfect, because you're not going to see, you're going to erase it, but it just sort of tells you that all the strips of the tail are all going to fit in somehow to here. So it would look something like this. But this, of course, is very heavy because I did it to show you. I think I don't need the slides. I think I'm just going to keep going, Katie. I don't need to go back and forward on the slides.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
The biggest problem is when you're not there and talking, I don't know if you're done or not. Katie, can you just kind of whip around? If everybody is done, you can just hold your drawing up.
I don't think anyone has their, not, there's only 2 people with their cameras on. Okay, good. Trina's good. Madeline, you good? I think they're all good. I think you can keep going.
All right, so the next thing is to hop in his face. Okay, so his head's going to come in this top quadrant, the top left quadrant. And again, you can make it a little circle like this. And then you're going to do something called the S curve, which you just sort of curve his neck down a little bit. I'm going to put it a little bit closer. I don't like it there. I'm going to move it a little bit closer to the middle. So this is where you kind of erase things that you, you know, you want to change them a little bit. You can erase them. And then just do a little bit, we call this an S curve. It's kind of a windy S curve. And again, easy to do if you're holding your pencil in the right way. Hard to do if you're holding it like this, because you can't see anything. And then the other side, another S curve. Just, gradual, doesn't have to be perfect. And a little eye in the middle, little beak, and then the wattle, as big as you want it.
Okay.
This little faster. You can see him coming to life, can't you? So you got to put his feet in next. So you can see, if you look at this, you can see they come just to this side. And I think we provided you with a little demonstration so you could see. And you can just, draw in a couple of feet, just sketch it in lightly. And this one comes a little bit further down. He's being very delicate with his little feet here. I think they got 3 or 4. They got like a little back one here.
You could make yourself a little Thanksgiving menu if you with this little guy, couldn't you?
Yeah.
If you eat turkey.
I'll give you a little bit of time to do that bit. But now you're going to do this guy here. As soon as you've done that, now you're going to create a bunch of lines, and you're going to go over this drawing because these are guidelines still. So the way in which you create these lines is just like I showed you. You can start here and you can go halfway one side, halfway the other side. And then, you just fan them out from this central point. The central point will be where this line meets this line. And then you just fan out a bunch of lines, and you can have as many feathers as you want. But you need a bunch of them that are sort of doing this. Okay, and they're very light. And they go all the way down here. And you can even go a little bit down here like this. And at this point, you can take your eraser, and we'll give you a bit of time to do this. And now you can take out this line outside. You don't need it anymore. See, it was just there as a little guideline. You can take out that guideline, and you can take out all the guidelines. You don't need them. Then you erase. You don't need this because this body's in front of it. You don't need it here. You just erase it, and suddenly you've got, and you erase this background. So you erase pretty much all your you don't need your guidelines. And you can see how light this is. We've still got 20 minutes. We're making good time, Katie.
Great.
And this is where, you could just keep adjusting your drawing, erasing parts of it. You can see with mine. Now you can see why we like you to draw lightly. Because if you're drawing with too much of a heavy hand, it's really, really hard, isn't it, Katie?
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
especially with graphite, darker pencils as well.
So once you've done these lines, you can put a line between each of them, which isn't quite as tall. So this might come out here, but the one in between each of them, between each of the longer lines, you put a shorter line, as you can see here. So there's a little shorter line that goes between each. Little bit of a shorter line, and you'll see why. Longer line, shorter line, 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 longer line, shorter line. So you've kind of got this kind of wonderful.
And it's patterned in nature, and you see this all the time in nature. It's whether it be plants or animals, the feathers. I love that. I think it's fascinating when you start really looking at things.
Isn't that true? Yeah. So true.
And for me, that's the real pleasure and the joy of when you start to, obviously we're working from drawings and photographs, but you can be looking at in real life when you really start to look at nature, and that's what we really love to do is you just take the time to really look at what you're drawing and notice the patterns and the lines in what you're drawing, because it's very meditative. And then you're
see, Katie, that I've got a longer one here.
Yeah.
And I've got a shorter one. So what I do is I take the longer one and then I kind of make a little bit of a, you can make it round, a little bit round, or a little bit kind of like this now starts to become, your actual feathers, see? So you've got the feather. The feathers always have a central, this is the center of the feather. Do you see that?
Yeah.
And this, so now it kind of goes around like this. So it's a little bit rounded at the end, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got the middle, the spine of the feather is long, and then it kind of, so this allows you to do this, goes around like this, see? So, and you can just adjust it. It doesn't, I'm not trying to be perfect here. And I'm the worst at this, honestly. I'm very inaccurate. If you're a very careful drawer, you'll have me every time. Isn't that right, Katie?
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it as well, is working out what your style is, your particular style, and
our own style, don't we?
And your illustration style. It's really important to do that and to embrace that, and by using the skills that we teach you, then it will come out in the end, like after you practice things, like this will be your skill, and those will be your types of marks that you favor.
And you'll see why we went through this procedure shortly, because we're going to actually use the next step we're going to do is now this takes a bit of time. So you may not be able to finish this, but now do you see I've got my pencil, I'm going to sharpen it. Now I'm going to start actually drawing in. And this is where do you remember we talked about hatching? So I'm moving my pencil here, and I'm going to just hatch all the way down this side. I hatched all the way down there, and they're all going in the same direction. And I'm going to hatch all the right side of every single one of these, and I'm going to go pretty quickly. You get really quick at this, you know, and it doesn't have to be perfect. They're just little hatching lines like this, and they're all going down the right side of each feather. And you can be fast, you can be slow, you can just put it in roughly. And then after we finish the class, because we've only got an hour with you, you know, we don't expect you to be doing this perfectly or as quickly as I do it. And then I'm going to move this around. And oh, do you see how I'm always moving the page so it's comfortable for me? So I'm really using this hack all the time. Isn't that true, Katie?
Mm-hmm.
We learned this hack early on when we began teaching. It's so fast. If I didn't have this hack, it would take me forever. It would take me forever to do this, but now I can just move the. Some people come to our basic class and go, oh my God, that alone was worth it. Just learning that hack, you know? Of course, in real life, some feathers would be further in the front, but this gives you the idea. So now I've done that way. I turn my page around and I go the other way. So this is now feather shape. So this, let me just do it on this big one here. Now I go up this way. See, you've got a feather. Woohoo! Do your best. And if you've only got time to do a couple, at least you kind of have learned, you know, the skill. And this is why we selected this mark called hatching, that you learn in chapter 2 of our book. So you can see I've got this feeling now that he's got some beautiful tail feathers each side. And then I'm going to give you one more super useful thing to do once you've done this. So Katie, where are we? Oh yeah, so I'm going to go relatively quickly. We've only got 10 minutes left, and Katie's a taskmaster for time. So now you go darker towards the middle. So when you come down towards his body, you go over this again. So I'm just going to go really quickly, and you can do maybe a bit of it, but this allows us to outline his head. Do you see? And if you actually look at a picture of a real turkey, you will see that it goes dark. The tail feathers get darker.
Yeah.
As they go towards the center of the body. So you just go over wherever and you just build another line of hatching. Okay, so you just kind of keep going over the hatching until it's kind of gets darker and darker towards the middle of the body. So you see the effect here, Katie?
Beautiful. Yeah, you keep going with that and the detail just will come.
So now, because I've got this white head, whether his face is good, and I have this wattle, it's got to stand out. Well, I've got to have something dark behind it. That's called contrast, and it's one of the most important elements in drawing. And we learn all about that in chapter 3.
Yeah, tonal values and graduate
I'm going to go with that right now.
Learning to graduate your graphite
do you see the
is
effects?
super important.
So he's starting to look like, and then I'm going to do at the same time, I'm just going to darken in his little feet here. Oops, I'm going to turn this up a bit. There we go. Now you're going to have a bit more fun. You're going to put the body in. So this, we're going to do little, like number C, like the C's, but they go all the way around the body. So I move this around, and this is all the softer, and that's like a little C. Like, just imagine you're drawing a C and just keep moving this around, you know, so that it kind of goes all the way over. This is all his soft feathers, isn't it, Katie?
Yeah, so it's a really great, quick way of describing the texture.
Now you can start to get a little bit heavier. I've moved my pencil up closer. So here comes my little guy here. Now I can go faster by taking my pencil and just now putting in some shading all the way. I'm just going around and around at the front of his little cute little body here. And up his neck a little bit.
They're not the most attractive things, are they?
No.
But they're fun.
But I want mine to be, I think mine's kind of cool.
Yours is a very elegant. It's very elegant turkey.
Elegant. Now I can come in. So the last little bit is at the top of each of these lovely thing. It goes. There's a little black line at the top of each of these of his feathers. Kind of go. It blacks out here. So we kind of goes black here. I'm like really being scribbly, guys. But even you can see with the most scribbly, fast way, we invite you to come to some more of our intro, because this is what we just sort of decided last moment that we were going to do a turkey, because we're about to go into Thanksgiving here in the US. So everybody's obsessed with turkeys. Okay.
But also we our month, we're doing lots of interesting things this month where we're actually going to be using words and pictures, and one of the weeks we're going to be designing and illustrating a Thanksgiving menu. So it's good practice for us. We've got some fun things lined up, haven't we?
We could do the turkey. I might even get good at drawing turkeys by the time that comes. All right, so there's my turkey, and it's time for us to share and tell you a bit more. So I can, use this. I can put more in here. I can just
keep going. It's not something that will come overnight. It's things that
the more you layer, the better it gets. So you're kind of layering out here, and you'll see that I really haven't used hardly at all my there's actually usually another layer here. So it usually gets a bit white at the back here. So this, you can have fun with this, guys. Yeah, my turkey's kind of a strange turkey, but never mind. Okay, gobble gobble, and then give him a little bit of have him cast a bit of a shadow down here. some guy that's about to wring his neck. Okay, there we go. All right, that's it. Let's see how everybody did.
Okay. Let me take. Yeah,
Let's
I'm
look.
gonna go around and show people.
Yeah,
I'm
can
gonna
you
get
hold it
another
up, Marilyn? Oh my gosh, look how adorable that is. Look, that's going to be such a cute little turkey. Yay. Awesome. Anybody else want to share?
Trina. Well done, Trina. I think
That's
you're
Oh, Trina, that's
yeah, gorgeous.
he's
Did you
gonna be
enjoy it?
adorable. He's going to be such an adorable turkey by the time you finished him.
Well done. Did you enjoy it? Yay, they enjoyed it. Okay, great. Okay, so now I'm going to Tony. Oh, Tony is awesome.
Now, where's Tony? Oh, I love him, Tony. He's awesome. Where are you? Let's have a look at you.
Yeah,
Tony.
say hi. Well done. Yay.
Hi, Tony. How's Yorkshire?
Did you enjoy it? Well done.
I've got my dressing gown on, that's why I've got the camera off.
Put the kettle on. We're coming over for a cuppa.
Well done. You enjoyed it. You did a great
Yes,
job.
thank you. Yeah.
Great. Well done. Okay. I'm going to go to, I think, Edgar. Hi, Edgar. Oh, yeah, it's Edgar again. Hi there. Remember you from last
Hi
time.
there.
That's
Hi.
beautiful, Edgar.
Here I am. Thank you.
You enjoyed
I'm ready
it?
for Thanksgiving now.
Yes, exactly. Did you have any questions or comments?
No, I think you did a very good job in presenting it step by step. And I'll go back and do a few more things, but this is a
Yeah, you
first
just
draft,
need
and
to go
maybe I'll
in.
go back.
Yeah, wonderful. Yay, good. And Mel, I'm going to ask you how to pronounce your name if you want to.
Mel Wintina.
Mel, wow, beautiful
Wow,
name.
that's
Yeah, you did it. I remember you from last time too. Yeah, you got it, girl. That's awesome. I love it. And I love all you. Are you a knitter as well? Are you?
Crochet, yeah, better. Yep.
Oh, amazing. That's
And
what
this
I
one's
did
Gwen.
textiles at college. Well, you're used to all the textures. I love that.
Yeah.
Keep going with the textures. I love it.
All right.
Yeah, and that one's good. Yeah, your second attempt. That's good. Keep
This
going
one,
with that
this
one.
one is Gwen's.
Oh, Gwen's there. I remember from last
Hi,
time.
Gwen.
Yes, hi.
Say hi, Gwen.
I really like it. It's got a lot of texture. I can tell you're knitters. I love it. Well
It's
done.
the COVID board.
Keep going. Okay. Okay,
Guys,
everybody.
we want to do a little bit of an invitation to you. We'll just tell you some ways in which you can follow us. Things that you
Oh,
can
hang on. I've got one more. Hang on.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
that's
hang on.
beautiful. Oh, I think you're an artist. It's
Oh
beautiful.
my gosh. Person is like, oh my gosh, yes, you know what you're doing. That's gorgeous. How beautiful is that? Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it. I love it when everybody shares. And it's so wonderful. Everyone's is so different. You see how that works? Oh, Eileen's there. Yay. Okay, great. No, we want you to share. We love it. Take it back in front of your face. If you put it in front of your
Oh my
face.
gosh, look. Oh, I love him. Oh, that's just adorable.
Yeah, you guys have all got all like really good personalities. I love it. All the turkeys. You'll be able to do your menu. You enjoy it, Eileen? Thumbs up? Yeah. Okay, great. Great. Okay, great. Anybody else before I go?
A little bit more ways about our community.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got one more person here.
Oh, I think
Somebody else is going to share. Yes. What about, oh, we saw Eileen's. Okay.
yeah, we did. Yeah, we
So
saw
we want
everybody.
to tell you a little bit more about, Katie, what about yours? Did you
Oh, sorry. I can hold mine up. I wasn't.
I want to see what, oh, wow. Okay.
Can
Well,
you see me? There we go.
yeah, he looks adorable.
It was fun. I need to keep going. It was
A
really
little
fun.
bit about how you can join our community. We have an international community of people who just like drawing. You know, it's not about being expert. It's not about being some kind of a drawing genius or being a Leonardo. It's about enjoying the spirit of just relaxing and being amongst other folks who love drawing
And being creative.
and just creating in any possible way. So the joy of drawing is called that because it's joy, and our audience and our community is a very vibrant community. And it's all across the US and all the way over to Australia and England and Canada. So we we really would love to invite you to join, which you can do for $4.99 a month if you're in the US. And then it just translates if you're out, from another country. And so this gives you a monthly, it's just you join for a month. You can just, you want to end, you can end at any time. But what we do with this is you can get the Joy of Drawing book for free. All you have to do is we send you a downloadable, it's a PDF book, which you can print the pages. You've got all the QR codes so that you can do all the exercises. It's a steal. So you get that as part of your membership or sign up. You also get one of our workshops free, totally free of charge. So to find the workshop that interests you, you can go to our website, which is thejoyofdrawing.org, O-R-G, because we're a nonprofit. And there you can see in the calendar or in the classes, you can see the different things we have to offer. We have a big workshop upcoming on Sunday. If you like this and you've got time, we have a workshop where we are putting words, pictures to words. And it's really quite exciting. It's a 2-hour workshop and it'll be entirely free of charge for you. All you have to do is go to the website and sign up. After you've actually joined the club. Otherwise, you can just sign up and pay for it, no problem. The other thing you do is if you're interested in really learning to draw, we do a class, and we do different classes online. So if you'd like to actually learn for real, then you get 20% off. And if you're interested in an intro class, we will put one together. You just need to email us saying, or even put it in chat right now privately if you want. Yes, I am interested in having an actual class, and that's a 4-week class, and you get 20% off that as a member. So your real answer is to sign up as a member. If you really hate memberships, none of us love them. You can just uncheck
our website. Yeah, just subscribe to the website.
Or you can just subscribe to the website itself, which is free, and you can see all the stuff we've got going and be part of our community.
And get our blogs. We do blogs with recommendations of
blogs, yeah, like everything, don't we? We'll do a blogs. Oh, I've got to write a blog on each month we have a different theme. So the upcoming one is words and pictures. So that means we're putting words.
We're doing poetry. Also
poems, sayings, things we want to say to each other over the holiday period. We're going to be creating cards. We're going to be creating all kinds of, we're going to be decorating menus, you name it. We got it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to put you back on to say goodbye, Caroline. Go back.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can't see your face.
Okay.
So anyone got any questions?
Yeah, do you have any questions or comments or anything you feel we could improve on or that you liked?
And any questions about drawing in general? And we'd love you to continue to be part of our community. And next month we'll be back again on Eventbrite. So we encourage you to sign up.
We'll do a Robin next month, right?
Yeah, we're going to do a Robin. Yeah, I think so.
Are we doing a Robin or we're doing a Christmas tree?
Don't know yet. We'll have to.
Yeah, it'll be one or the other. I think we'll do a Christmas tree because we did a bird already.
Yeah, we'll learn all about drawing trees. So yeah, thank you guys. It was really fun. Lovely to meet you all. We hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, and I do hope you you follow us. You can also follow us, by the way, on Instagram. Joy of Drawing _ That's our Instagram. Can you put our Instagram in there?
I will. Yeah.
Please follow us on Instagram. It all helps. And by next year, we're gonna have a YouTube channel, so keep looking for us. On the YouTube channel, we're gonna, be doing drawing, free classes online, stuff like that. But if you want more, show up. The thing to do if you really want to learn to draw is you got to keep showing up. It's like anything, just show up, okay?
Bye,
I really
everybody.
appreciate
We'll
you
send you
doing-
the recording.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Nice to meet you.
Bye, everybody.
Learn by doing. Thanks a lot.
Great.